some rest, so we didn't really do a lot yesterday. And I told the team I feel better about it than they probably do. I thought we got some rhythm at different times. There's just so many things that I think we can get better at relatively quickly. Um, with it, Ashley hasn't done a lot of setting, and I think she can get comfortable at a pretty fast pace. I thought Kinsey did a really good job in this scenario. Like, just I think it allowed her to really lend to her strengths. I thought she set a good ball, and then she's just so fantastic defensively. Um, we are making too many unforced errors still, and I thought that became an issue again tonight. I didn't think we blocked overall real well until maybe the third game. I thought we did a better job blocking. Um, but I like this as an option for us. Um, we're not playing at the level that I think we need to be playing to be Big East champs. But I think we're continuing to show progress. I think Taryn's continuing to show progress each time she's getting on the court. So there's some good things. I want to watch the film and get a better idea. But it's a Big East win, and we'll take it.
And with the depth you have the luxury of being able to try some things like that. Not saying that Georgetown's not a good team, because they are very young, energetic. They
Right.
have some talent out there. But a chance to be able to do that, a chance to give Kelsey O'Connell. And I thought Kelsey acquitted herself very nicely out there in the time that she was out there for playing any extended amount of time, which she had not the entire season, really.
I thought Kelsey did a good job, and she played. She's kind of played at different times throughout the year, and you can tell she's well trained from her high school days. I mean, little things that other people probably wouldn't notice. If she's not in the block, she's dropping off for that off block. She got a nice dig there. I think we have to use her more, and that's one thing that we'll talk about. And I think we can, and she can be successful. I thought, and I think she just adds. She's a good blocker and puts up a nice big block for us.
And certainly anybody could see a little bit of a, miscommunication, I guess you'd say, getting the ball to the middles, particularly Lauren Smith. Some early challenges there. Lauren didn't get frustrated, though. She still wound up with a few kills tonight and everything. But this just kind of proves on a night where you have a great freshman like Jaylee Winters. Sure helps to have a very healthy Jess Bird out there, doesn't it?
Yeah. Our outsides carried a lot of load. And I think, the Lauren comment is where I think we can get better, of when we use Lauren. Some of those things, and then we had a ton of tight passes. Well, if you're in a 6-2, you don't want to pass tight, so we had
Right.
overpasses. So some of those things, I think, we just have to, work through and get through those things.
And certainly with different people playing up front and everything, still trying to coordinate the block. But I thought maybe one of the strongest points of the night was your back row defense. I thought Kate had a really nice game. Obviously, Jess, Jay Lee had some really nice plays in the back row. So I think, and you kind of look at your digging, if you had to dominate 62 digs in a 3-set match, that's pretty darn good.
Yeah, and I thought Georgetown really came and played some defense.
Yeah.
I thought early they let some balls drop. That kind of surprised me, but their bro really dug some balls that I thought were pretty impressive. And one thing we talked about at half was they were winning some of those long points, and we have to make sure that we stay in. If a team's just scrapping away, then we've got to put the ball down. And I thought sometimes they came out with the point on those long points.
You kind of get the feeling, you look at Georgetown with the talent that she has recruited there, and she seems to be a pretty good coach from what I've been able to see the last few years. If she can get a couple of more recruiting classes, this team is going to be extremely tough in the Big East.
Absolutely. And, and I even talked to Arlisa before the match, they're better each time we watch them play. I watched a film from 2 weeks ago to a film from last weekend, and they'd improved. And I think the next time, I wish we almost had them at Georgetown early, because it's always harder to play on someone else's home court, because I think when we play them in November, they'll be a much better team.
I was asking Jess as we were talking one of the things, and I said, you guys just got back from a road trip, but I said, not only the idea of playing on your home court, it's the atmosphere of this home court. You've been on every gym in the Big East now. There's really no comparison. That's nothing against other Big East teams. It's how good it is here.
Yeah, I mean, there's great atmospheres throughout the Big East, but nothing like Creighton. And, in fact, when Georgetown was practicing today, they were piping in crowd noise to give you an idea of, I don't think they've played in an atmosphere like ours. So, I told them, I said, it's a bunch of freshmen that haven't played in front of this atmosphere, so they're either going to play incredible tonight or they may roll over. And I thought they did a really good job, particularly defensively, stepping up to a big atmosphere.
You don't know. You like you said, you'll have to look at the film, but you have DePaul coming in here on Friday, and while you don't take anyone for granted, obviously they're more of a struggling team. You would hope to win that game, but you'll have to prepare. But then you have a big match against Marquette, and they've had some big wins this season, and they're never easy in spite of their losses from graduation and transfer and everything. They're going to be tough.
Well, DePaul's going to be tough. They knocked off who they knock off? Xavier.
Yeah, I think so.
They
Yeah,
knocked off a big dog,
yeah.
so they're capable. And we went forward with DePaul last year. I'm not worried about Marquette yet. I
I
am
know you're
solely
not.
focused on DePaul, and then of course Marquette's probably the matchup that other people are looking at because they were picked 2 in the league and we were picked 1. But we'll have our hands full on Friday night, and then we'll regroup and come back and be ready to go on Sunday.
And I hate to use the word experiment, but what you tried tonight, is that something that you want to stay with, or maybe just bring it back once in a while when you need it?
I don't know. I think what we'll do is we'll go look at film and make some decisions based on what we think is going to be best. And you know, I think the good thing with this team is they roll with the punches and they're willing to try things and they support whatever we throw out there. And I think that's just a really test of their character of anyone's willing to kind of do whatever we ask of them. Kind of a funny thing is I texted Ashley Jansen and I said, I want to give you the heads up that we're going to put you at setter, and I wanted to tell you before practice in case there was any issues. And she's like, no, that's great. And I said, I knew that would be your response. You'd say the same if I said you're going to play middle. And she said, so I get to play middle now? She was joking. But, just that kind of response from the players on our team.
Obviously, Maggie's been battling some knee problems and everything. If you'd have had her play tonight, could she have played?
Yes, but that may mean that she couldn't have played on Friday or couldn't have played on Sunday. So
right.
I think what we are doing is we're picking out different opportunities of
Right.
when we could use her. She was prepared to play tonight. She warmed up on Saturday. She did not warm up against Providence, so she'll be an option also on Friday night. So we'll go back and we'll talk to her and we'll talk to we'll look at tape and figure out what we think is going to be best. It's kind of fun. It's kind of what are we going to do on Friday? And then we'll reconvene and decide what we're going to do on Sunday.
Well, like you said, still can get better, but it's always good if you can get better and still be 5-0.
Yes, and this league is tough, and we've got, these next 4 matches are really going to test us. So it should be fun, but we got to take it one match at a time.
Kirsten, congratulations.
Thanks, Brad.
All right, Kirsten Bernthal.